Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Gusti Aditya Prayoga, and here I'm with my friend Muhammad Damaris Al Irshad. And today we're going to presentation our project. So in here, our project speaking about schizophrenia, and we get this from Journal of Public Health and Medical Studies from Fakultas Kesehatan Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Nusa Tenggara Barat. So the first session, I would like to speaking about the introduction. So schizophrenia is a multifaceted mental disorder characterized by disruption in thought process, emotional regulation, and behavior. The onset and progression of schizophrenia are influenced by a combination of demographic, internal, and physiological factors. Demographic health studies have shown that low socioeconomic status significantly increase the risk of schizophrenia, with individuals from impoverished background being 6 times more likely to develop this condition compared to those with higher economic standing. Furthermore, unemployment amplifies the risk by a similar magnitude, highlighting the interplay between social determinants and mental health. Psychological factors further compound the complexity of schizophrenia. Stress, whether stemming from familial discord, occupational challenge, or financial difficulties, acts as a significant trigger. Globally, the World Health Organization estimates that approximately 21 million individuals are affected by schizophrenia, with substantial variation in prevalence across regions. In Indonesia, the 2018 Basic Health Research report a prevalence of 7 per 1,000 population, with higher rates observed in specific regions such as Nusa Tenggara Barat and Bali. The study aims to explore the effectiveness of pharmacological and non-pharmacological intervention in schizophrenia management, focusing on clinical application and outcomes, with an emphasis on strategies implemented in Nusa Tenggara Barat, where prevalence rates are notably high.
For the research method, the study employs a structured literature review combined with an analysis of clinical data to provide a comprehensive overview of schizophrenia management. The methodology includes the following steps. The first is data collection. We gather the data from primary sources, including national and international health report, peer-reviewed articles, and clinical guidelines such as the DSM-4 and World Health Organization's ICD-10. Additionally, hospital records from NTB were analyzed, focusing on antipsychotic prescription and treatment protocols for schizophrenia. The second is framework analysis. An epidemiological framework was adopted to analyze prevalence patterns and associated risk factors such as the genetic predisposition, socioeconomic status, and environmental stressors. The effectiveness of therapeutic intervention was assessed across the acute, stabilization, and maintenance phases of schizophrenia treatment. The third is comparative evaluation. We compare between pharmacological treatment and non-pharmacological therapies. For pharmacological treatment, including typical and atypical antipsychotics in terms of efficacy, side effects, and patient adherence. Then, non-pharmacological therapies, such as psychoeducation programs, were also evaluated for their impact on relapse rates and patient quality of life. The fourth is outcome measures. The study focused on key metrics like symptom severity reduction, relapse prevention, patient functionality improvement, and side effect profiles. The result in pharmacological intervention for schizophrenia, including typical antipsychotic, atypical antipsychotic, and combination therapy. In typical antipsychotic, these drugs, primarily dopamine antagonists, effectively reduce positive symptoms but are associated with significant side effects such as extrapyramidal symptoms or EPS. Commonly prescribed medication include chlorpromazine and haloperidol. Atypical antipsychotics. The second generation antipsychotics such as risperidone and olanzapine address both positive and negative symptoms with a lower incidence of EPS, but post-metabolic risk. In NTB, atypical antipsychotics are increasingly preferred due to their broader efficacy. And then, combination therapy. Co-administration of anxiolytics, particularly benzodiazepine, helps manage comorbid anxiety, enhancing overall treatment efficacy. Next, in the context of non-pharmacological intervention, including psychoeducation and community-based program, Psychoeducation is a pivotal strategy providing patients and their families with insights into disease mechanism, treatment adherence, and relapse prevention. And then community-based program. This program addresses stigma and socioeconomic barriers, significantly improving patient reintegration and reducing relapse rates. The last one is treatment adherence and challenges. Factors influencing adherence include socioeconomic constraints, cultural beliefs, and side effects profiles. Patients in rural areas often face additional barriers such as limited access to healthcare facilities and trained professionals. And this is the video that we get from YouTube about the treatment of schizophrenia that made by Lectorio Medical. They said the primary treatment approach of schizophrenia is behavioral therapy, which aim to improve the patient's ability to function in society by developing social skills to improve their interpersonal interaction, and then the independence to improve their independence in daily activities, and the last one is public behavior by teaching them about the appropriate action in public places.
In this end of this section is about conclusion that we get from journal and also from the video. So schizophrenia management necessitates a holistic, patient-centered approach that integrates pharmacological precision with psychosocial support. Pharmacological treatment, particularly a typical antipsychotic, form the cornerstone of therapy, effectively addressing both acute episode and long-term maintenance. However, their optimal use require careful monitoring to mitigate side effects and ensure adherence. Non-pharmacological interventions such as psychoeducation are equally critical, fostering a patient empowerment, a societal reintegration in regions like Nusa Tenggara Barat. Tailored community-based programs that address unique cultural and socioeconomic contexts are essential. So future strategies should prioritize first developing accessible integrated care model that combine medical and psychosocial therapies. Second, enhancing research on personalized medicine to refine treatment algorithms. And the third is expanding public health initiatives to reduce stigma and improve awareness.
So yeah, that's all that we can convey about schizophrenia. Thank you for your attention, guys. Hopefully it will be useful for all of you. I am Muhammad Damaris Al Irsyad and my friend Gusti Aditya Prayoga. See you later.